That sound you're hearing right now is the entire city of Detroit yelling, "Clear!" and hoping that the Chevy Volt gives General Motors the jolt it needs to revive and return to its position as the world's largest automaker.
This is the Chevrolet Volt, the electric vehicle with extended range.
The Volt Unplugged Tour is traveling the country, letting a select group of reporters drive the Great Hybrid Hope. Now, let me explain right here why I'm calling it a hybrid and some people are calling it an electric car. So what's the difference between the Chevrolet Volt and the Nissan Leaf? They're both electric cars, right?
They're both electric cars. That's the first two words are the same. Ours has with extended range, which is a different proposition than what Nissan is offering, as I understand it. I'm not an expert on that car. But what they're talking about is getting 100 miles of emissions-free driving on a single charge. And then you got to stop and charge again, wherever that might be.
Now, the Leaf is Nissan's all-electric vehicle, but here's the huge difference between the Volt and so-called pure electric vehicles.
The Chevrolet Volt, on the other hand, has got extended range. So we're depleting the battery right now. We're regenerating a little bit along the ride. But once that battery is depleted, we're going to go into a charge sustaining mode. And that's what the gas engine extended range is all about.
So I don't have to plug it in. I'm not going to get stranded by finding out, wow, my battery, not only is my battery dead, but it's going to take me 8 hours to get going again.
That's not going to happen with the Chevrolet Volt.
Now, what that means is the Volt is really a plug-in hybrid. Now, for those of you who are texting right now, put down your cell phone and pay attention. A Prius uses a gasoline engine and an electric motor to get around. They alternate to give you the best mileage possible. The Volt has an electric motor that makes the car move. The gasoline engine on the Volt powers a generator that recharges the battery. It never actually propels the car. So this vehicle is always being propelled by electricity.
Correct. You got it.
If you plug in your Volt every night and your commute isn't really that long, your gasoline engine, i.e. the generator, may never turn on. For example, for the first hour or so that we were driving around Manhattan on a partial charge, the Volt stayed in electric mode. Now, if that happens every day, believe it or not, that can create a problem of its own. Gasoline actually goes bad. Who knew?
Within the electronics of the car, it has the ability to recognize, how long it's been since you used any fuel in the tank. And after, up to about a year or so.
A year?
If you haven't used any fuel, the engine will actually intermittently run until it gets to about a third tank left, and it reminds you to put some fresh fuel in it.
The EPA has not released official mileage numbers, but they may be irrelevant if you never use the gasoline in the tank. Real World Test Drive got behind the wheel of an early production model. That's good because it gives someone at General Motors time to go out and buy a bottle of whiteout or liquid paper and paint the letters for the gears next to the shifter. Prindle. By the way, did you know that liquid paper was invented by a Texan named Betty Nesmith Graham? She was also the mother of Mike Nesmith from the 60s TV show and pop group The Monkees. Betty sold liquid paper in 1980 for $47.5 million. That was right before everyone started using personal computers and printers. Betty died 6 months later at the age of only 56 and left her entire fortune to her only son, Mike Nesmith. Now you know. The folks from GM pointed out that the gear we're in is clearly illuminated on the instrument panel near the speedometer, which is great, but that doesn't help the passenger know whether the car is in drive or reverse. Sometimes that's important with new drivers, older drivers, or people who are parallel parking. But for the question you really want to know the answer to, the Volt retails for about $41,000, but could have an effective price of $33,500 with a federal tax credit. The lease price of the Volt is $350 a month with a $2,500 down payment. A full battery charge on a 110 volt outlet takes about 10 hours. It takes only 4 hours on a 220 line. Most houses already have a 220 line. It's what your electric clothes dryer is plugged into, but you'll need a special adapter installed in your garage. Depending upon where you live, a full charge could cost about $1.50 a day. I'm Grant Winter, reporting.